She only said yes for the money and a weekend escape from her crumbling life, but pretending to be his girlfriend at a family wedding quickly becomes the most honest thing she's ever done. When faking it starts feeling too real, can she keep pretending it's all just for show? Erin Collins was elbow deep in oat milk and low expectations when the text came in. Jamie Chen, need a favor. We'll pay. You free next weekend? She frowned, foam wand still hissing in her hand as the milk frothed over the edge. Her boss would yell if he caught her texting mid-shift, but the place was dead, and she'd already cleaned the espresso machine twice. Erin grabbed her phone, thumb hovering over the screen. She hadn't spoken to Jamie since college. He'd been in her literature class, sharp, quiet, always perfectly groomed, and infuriatingly polite. They'd only talked a handful of times, mostly about books and deadlines. Now he wanted a favor? Erin, depends. How illegal is it? Jamie, mildly awkward, not illegal. Need you to pretend to be my girlfriend at a family wedding. It's just a weekend. I'll cover everything. Erin, you want me to fake date you in front of your family? Jamie, yes. You're the only one I trust not to make it worse. Erin blinked. It was a weird thing to say, but the line between weird and tempting was thin when your rent was 2 weeks overdue and your credit card had started making pitiful coughing noises. Erin, what's in it for me? Jamie, I'll pay $600, cover food, drinks, and accommodation. There's also a heated pool. Erin didn't hesitate. Erin, pick me up Friday. Jamie drove a sleek black Lexus. Of course he did. Erin threw her duffel in the back and climbed into the passenger seat, dressed in a denim jacket and quiet anxiety. He looked older than she remembered, less boyish. His jawline was sharper, his eyes more tired, but still kind. She caught a whiff of cedar and leather from his cologne. You really couldn't just bring a real girlfriend? She asked, buckling in. Jamie shrugged as he pulled onto the highway. Didn't have one, didn't want one. But my mom's been on a warpath ever since Claire left. I need the illusion of normalcy. Erin arched a brow. And I'm what passes for normal? You're quick on your feet and you don't care what people think, he said. It's a weirdly comforting combo. She smirked. Flattery will get you through this weekend, Jamie Chen. The Chen family estate was the kind of place that whispered old money, stone walls, climbing ivy, and soft jazz playing somewhere in the distance. Erin's boots clicked against the tiled floor as Jamie led her through the front doors. Ready? He whispered. Do I look like I've had 3 years of improv training? You haven't, exactly. He kissed her cheek quickly, and before she could react, they were swept into a wave of family greetings. Mrs. Chen appeared first, elegant and commanding in a silk blouse and pearl earrings. You must be Erin, she said, examining her like a rare antique she hadn't asked for. Guilty, Erin said brightly. And you must be the woman responsible for the dimple on his left cheek. A pause. Then, unexpectedly, Mrs. Chen smiled. Jamie leaned in. Nice recovery, he murmured. She whispered back. I've been surviving customers and landlords for 5 years. Your mom doesn't scare me. By Saturday morning, Erin had been pulled into wedding prep, tea ceremonies, and enough small talk to exhaust her social meter for a month. But weirdly, she wasn't hating it. Jamie was attentive in public, playful in private. They shared whispered jokes during speeches. He stole glances when he thought she wasn't looking. She told herself it was part of the role. Nothing more. But her smile lingered too long after their fake kisses. Then Claire showed up. She was all red lips and icy smiles, clearly delighted to see Jamie squirm. Erin introduced herself with practiced ease. I've heard so much about you, Claire said, sipping champagne. Erin tilted her head. Funny, Jamie's never mentioned you once. Claire blinked. Touché. Later, Erin found Jamie alone in the garden, staring up at the canopy of fairy lights. She's testing you, Erin said, approaching quietly. Jamie looked over. She always does. Claire liked winning more than loving. Erin sat beside him on the bench. And now? She came to see if I'd pick her again. Would you? He turned to her, something unreadable in his gaze. No. The silence stretched long. Erin, he said slowly. What happens if pretending stops being easy? She looked away. I guess we find out the hard way. The wedding day arrived with pastel skies and a buzz of orchestrated chaos. Erin sat in the guest room she'd been given, smoothing out a pale blue dress Katie had helped her pick out. You look good, Katie said from the doorway, holding a bouquet like a weapon. My mom actually likes you, you know. Erin turned, startled. She's tolerating me. No, she likes you. You're the first person Jamie's brought home who hasn't turned into wallpaper. Katie stepped closer, lowering her voice. He looks at you like he used to look at old books, like he wants to keep you forever. Erin gave a dry laugh. We're not real, Katie. Katie tilted her head. Aren't you? Before Erin could answer, the music started to drift through the open windows. It was time. The ceremony was beautiful in that way, rich people pulled off without effort. Tasteful, timeless, and somehow soaked in golden light. Erin sat beside Jamie in the front row, their hands resting close, not touching, like they both knew it would cross some invisible line. When the officiant declared the couple husband and wife, Erin clapped with everyone else, her heart hammering far too hard for a guest. Then came the reception. Wine flowed. Speeches were made. Laughter echoed across the garden. Jamie's name was called. He rose slowly, glass in hand, and Aaron felt the hush ripple through the guests. I'm not usually great with speeches, he began, eyes scanning the room before landing on her. But this weekend reminded me that sometimes the unexpected moments, the ones we don't plan, the ones we fake just to survive, can become the most real. A few murmurs. Claire blinked hard across the room. Aaron froze. Jamie continued, his voice quieter but no less certain. I didn't bring Erin here because I wanted to fool anyone. I brought her because I didn't know how to say what I wanted until I saw what I was missing. A beat. A breath. I'm not pretending anymore. He sat back down. The silence cracked open with applause. But Erin couldn't move, couldn't breathe. She left the table without a word. She found Katie near the dessert table, fidgeting with her earrings. He meant that, didn't he? Erin asked. Katie glanced at her. Of course he did. You didn't? Erin stopped, panic rising. This wasn't supposed to be real. Katie smiled, soft and understanding. Feelings don't follow scripts, Erin. That's what makes them real. A quiet cough. Jamie stood a few feet away. Katie gave Erin a quick squeeze on the shoulder. Go. They met in the side garden, under the orange glow of hanging lanterns. You ran, he said gently. You ambushed me, she shot back. Jamie took a step closer. I thought we weren't pretending anymore. That was the deal, wasn't it? Fake couple, 2 days, no miss. I don't care about the deal, but I do, Erin snapped. Because the second it feels real, it can fall apart. And I don't have the luxury of falling for something that isn't guaranteed. Jamie was silent. Then, I can't guarantee anything, except that I want to try. Not because I need you to fix anything, but because I'm tired of performing. And I like who I am around you. Erin swallowed hard. I'm not good at trusting this, she admitted. Jamie smiled softly. I am. He took her hand. This time, she didn't pull away. The next morning, Erin sat at the breakfast table in one of Jamie's oversized shirts, writing in her notebook. Mrs. Chen poured her tea with casual grace. You're still here, she said. Erin didn't look up. I tend to linger where I'm not wanted. Mrs. Chen paused, then slid something across the table. A delicate jade necklace. Cool to the touch. Beautiful. Old. This belonged to my mother. In our family, it's given to women who ground the ones we love. Erin stared at it. Why are you giving it to me? Mrs. Chen's eyes met hers, steady and unreadable. Because you didn't pretend when it mattered. Erin closed the notebook slowly. Her fingers curled around the pendant. She whispered, Thank you. Later, as Jamie packed the car, Erin tossed her bag in and leaned on the passenger door. So, she said, smirking. Now what? Jamie looked over, smiling. Now we stop pretending. He reached out and touched her cheek, brushing a lock of hair behind her ear, and figure out what happens next. The end. Comment what stories you want to hear next. Subscribe to FryyDaee on YouTube for the full videos. Thanks for watching.